Hello everyone, my name is Zacharias Mbaye. My website is centered around my future occupation, which is my opening of my own law firm. It's called Mbaye & Partners. My tutorial is over how to open up your own law firm, and so we'll be discussing some of the components that you need in order to get a good law firm off the ground. Okay, the first thing that you need to be able to do is to understand yourself and, evaluate your situation realistically. Are you an entrepreneur? Are you willing to take risks? You need to see your strengths and weaknesses and really be realistic and honest with yourself. Because if you don't critically evaluate your strengths and weaknesses, you will not know where you need to improve. For instance, having a law firm is more than just being good at law. You have to be a legitimate negotiator. You have to be able to keep the books on your business. And so if you are, you may be a good lawyer, but if you don't have a business aspect, that's something that you need to fix. So the first thing you need to do is evaluate your strengths and your weaknesses. The second thing that you need to do is develop a plan. Part of this is making sure that you have a clear vision of what you want your practice to look like, and some type of idea of how you'll get there. For instance, who do you want to serve? What kind of clients do you want? In my situation, one area of the law that I'm seeking to avoid is in family law, due to the fact that I just do not have the stomach for it. So you need to make sure, are you trying to run a general practice? Are you trying to specialize in a specific area? Are you trying to change, the way law is practiced? So you need to have a vision for what your firm is going to look like. And then make sure that you can develop a plan of how you want it to get there, including, how long, setting short-term goals, and making sure that you kind of stick to a deadline to accomplish those goals. What do you want your business to look like in 6 months? What do you want your firm to accomplish in a year? And so by doing so, you allow yourself to not wander aimlessly, but to stick to a specified regimen for yourself. It is impossible to run any type of business without having a financial plan and budget, because then it's just utter chaos. Some things that you need to make sure you monitor are monthly expenses, potential sources of income. Obviously, you want to know, where you can make some money, and also what you're going to live on while you're starting your business. Most businesses do not, make money immediately. And so it's very important to know, where is my next meal going to come from? Where am I going to make that source of income while I'm building my client base? And that's another question that you have to ask yourself. Do you already have a client base that'll be able to, generate immediate income? Do you need to get funds from other sources? And these financial plans don't have to be very, very long. They usually include, executive summaries, a description, scopes of services, market analysis, a marketing plan, financial projections, an operating plan, and a couple of other things. But it's just very important that you make sure you keep track of expenses so that your business can generate a positive revenue versus I'm getting more and more in debt because I'm not looking at how much I'm actually spending. Another huge part of building a law firm is to make sure that you are abiding by regulatory requirements. This is a very big issue, because if you fail to adhere to certain regulatory requirements, you can be disbarred. You can have your entire business essentially shut down. It's very important that you know the location that you're practicing in and know the laws pertaining to that location. You may or may not be required to belong to a state bar association or a certain legal society, but all jurisdictions say that you have to maintain a license with the regulatory arm of the U.S. Supreme Court. There are certain states who make state bar association mandatory. For instance, Wisconsin, Oregon, they both do that. But you just got to make sure that you comply with the regulatory requirements of the jurisdiction where you will practice. If you are going to use something like a little limited liability entity, to ensure that you'll be protected. You might also have to register the entity as well as yourself. There are just some regulations in different states that ask you to do different things. There are a lot of insurance that you may need as as a law firm, um, such as public liability, tenant liability coverage, and certain states have different requirements for each. The last part of creating your own law firm is getting some help. You want to go ahead and find someone that can help you leverage some resources, maybe your local law practice management center or practice advisors. It's great to get a network of professionals who have been in your situation so that they can help support you. You want to find a friend, a mentor, or someone you can just bounce ideas off of. That way you don't become overstressed and feel like you're alone in, the struggle that is building a law firm, because while it is very exciting creating your business and your firm, it is also very challenging.